Previously on Indievelopment.
If we all do it all on the client, there's the problem that time seconds is not synchronized with the server.
Maybe we slow down the speed in general, right?
I honestly, personally, I like it fast.
Hey Phil, you should check out what Byung-Ju's been doing. It's pretty hot.
That muzzle flash has been totally off. Now it's centered again.
Okay Phil, the 70th can of Monster.
Whoops!
Seems like Sean was right. Anyway, and as well we've got the 71st can and the 72nd can already in production.
Yeah, actually the answer is we were all wrong. Because we all underestimated how awesome Monster is and how much we needed it to make this project successful. As a matter of fact, I'm naming my first yacht Thank You Monster.
It's the Wednesday, the 2nd of May, and we have about 4 more full days, including 10 hours today, to complete our demo that we're going to hopefully start showing around to publishers. At that point, I'm going to be coming off the project, the graphic side of the project for the most part, and I'm going to be working with Alta and the business side of things, preparing our presentation and sort of business strategies that we can show hopefully to potential publishers, and let them know where we're thinking, where we're coming from, and let them see how the whole thing works together. Because we're all still pretty excited about what we worked on here, and there's been a lot of different challenges along the way. Where we're at right now is mostly the polish phase. We're very satisfied with the layout of the level. There's been a lot of things we've learned by doing this demo. It took us about 30 days to get up and running where we actually knew what we were doing rather than just sort of mindlessly plodding around. We spent another 2 or 3 weeks working on some other stuff and discovered that some of our earlier stylings didn't work out as well as we wanted in the game engine. So we had to kind of back off those a little bit, and now we spent the last, I guess, 5.5 weeks with this level. The next big step for us, honestly, is just polish like crazy, prepare the presentation, and then start sending it out to publishers, hopefully making some contacts, and then trying to find a way to survive.
Since I'm at this point way too tired to work on any features or bug fixes for now, I decided after numerous requests to show off a couple of features that I've been working on in the last few weeks. I'm gonna start with a little demonstration of material penetration. If I were to shoot at this thin sheet of metal, I would expect the bullet to travel through, so let's shoot a couple of rounds. We see impact effects, we see smoke, and we also see decals, impact holes on this side of the wall, as well as on the barricades, on the concrete barricades. So let's do that again. Shoot a couple of rounds, and we see bullet effects, impact effects. Of course, if we're already talking about shooting at things, what happens if you get shot? I have bright oversaturation of the screen desaturates to white, it's all glaringly white, the view shakes, and basically if you get hit, you will notice it now, it's awesome.
So far, it's gone, I think, pretty damn well. It was quite an ambitious project to start out with, but I think more than risen to the challenge. We had a lot of features that we were planning on getting in, and for the most part, the vast majority of our must-have features, we've actually got those working. Important for any project that we try to get something up and running as quickly as possible. Maybe early on, it doesn't really do much. Like in our game, the first steps of it, looked really crude. Checker boxes of very simple geometry and like a proxy, not even a real gun. You've seen a lot of this stuff in the video that's been shot so far, where things just look like really rough, and that's intentional. But as we've gone through, we've started to put in more and more of the polish. It's not a public demo in that in order to get the rights to actually, like for example, like we're using Unreal Engine 3, and in order to be able to distribute that, we would need to have a bona fide, actually a license to distribute to the public, which we don't have that type of license. We have a license to evaluate it and to use it for making this demo. So there's a milestone that we have to get past, which is actually getting funding to be able to purchase that license. What we have now shows the hooks of the game, but I wouldn't say that it would be like the level that it wouldn't be the level that you'd be playing as a user when you purchase the game.
I'm working on the texture maps. We finally got all our geometry in the level, which you can see over here actually. I'll maximize this for you so you can see it a little bit better how much you'll get to show. But as you can see, there's still 1 or 2 items with checkerboards on them. Right now, my job is to go through and do the first pass and just sort of assign the basic materials for everything. Phil's been laying out UVs in the 3D models, and I'm taking them and just doing a fast, sort of dirty layout here in Photoshop. I guess if you consider that dirty, but I'm trying to get the basics down for it so that if I don't have time to finish this, because next week I have to move off the level a little bit and do some other things, that it'll be in a good enough place that other people can take what I've done and sort of run with it the last few yards, hopefully. But that's mostly what I'm doing right now. I'm just sort of in production mode. I have a feeder tank for the game. We've taken this sort of this thing we stole off the internet. Stole being a liberal word there. Just to indicate all these squares are about the same size with as little distortion as possible. And we've taken that and produced this UV map right here. So now what I have to do is, since as you can see it's a cylindrical object, all the parts are never going to perfectly touch. So what I've got to do is I set up my basic texture here in Photoshop. And if I turn that down, you can see that's sort of overlaying those UV coordinates. And now that I'm happy with that basic sample, I bring it over here. I create a new copy of it in another window, and I use the offset filter in Photoshop, which is under Other. And in this case, I set this 128 pixel offset. And I can go in here with the healing brush, which is J on the keyboard is the shortcut for it. And you can just check that out. It'll sort of heal the pieces together and create a seamless texture. So when I want to apply this to other parts of the object, like the fronts here, I can just take this and apply it there, and I'll get a pretty seamless final texture. So I move the UVs inside the white border. What is it?
No, because you can't. You should actually take that. Oh, is this the border there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what's happening is when you're going far away, it's filtering down. And it's picking up the black here.
Which is weird because that's the border.
That's what you can just deeper. You just take the texture out white. Yeah, fill the rest of it with white.
Everything that's black, make it white.
Okay.
Or do that. Whatever. Let's say you have a 512 by 512 texture of that. When the engine loads it up, what it does is it creates mid maps, which are filtered down versions. So so you start with 512 by 512, it'll create a 256 by 256, 120 by 128, and down powers of 2 until it gets to a very small one. Let's say 16 by 16. And what happens as you get farther away, the engine will automatically, to be efficient, it chooses the smaller, the filtered down version. But when you have an image like that, where it's white, but then there's a lot of black area, when you take an image like that and you filter it down, you make it really small, then it becomes, it's not white anymore. It just becomes this big, it gets darker, and then it becomes this big blob. And that's why, so the black color, where it was getting filtered down, bled into the other area.
It's compressing the texture.
Yeah, because it's actually imagine you take that image and you make that into a 16 by 16 and apply that as a texture map.
Yeah.
And see what it looks like.
So that's why the other ones I'm bringing up, because that's the smallest texture map we're using right now.
Yeah.
This is the default, and it's kind of distorted there.
Yes. Yeah. The reason is that either
so long.
you have 3 options: either chop it up or do whatever. If you made them in scale, they would be less than a pixel wide.
Oh, really? Jesus Christ. So I got to.
And those kind of things, you're almost always looking at them in an oblique angle.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of area where you can get away with sort of squeezing. The other option, if we want to make it one-to-one, if you're going to put any text or something like that on it.
No, I'm not going to put any text. I just wanted to get the metal to sort of be a little bit more true to the material.
Okay. Is the
That's Jesus Christ. That's.
how much is it using?
I mean, there's no reason we can't actually do this. I don't think.
No, there's no reason. As long as there's it's completely
Yeah, it seems.
same one way or the other. No, actually there is. We have to put a second UV channel on this object, and I recommend just doing it right now before you forget.
How do you do that?
That is just on the assign UVs or whatever it is, create UVs.
So I need to compress this back down again then?
No. Just leave it where it is.
Okay. UV sets?
No, in the regular window. I'm sorry, over
Okay.
here. Create UVs. Create empty UV set and name it.
Do I need the option box?
Just name it something specific that we're going to be able to find later.
Okay, should I just call it like second UV channel?
Or whatever, yeah. Second UV set, whatever, it doesn't matter. Because we're going to need to locate all these at one point when we figure out exactly how we're doing that double UV set trick.
Okay, cool.
There was another problem with the multi-flash as well, which is not connected to the performance problem.
Okay. But performance problem will cause muzzle flashes.
Yeah, that's bug number 1, but he's talking about bug number 2 that he
Hey,
experienced.
here's a scissor, here's a knife, kill each other.
Yeah.
No. Thank you for that. We're having a problem right now that we're not getting any muzzle flash on the weapon on some machines. So we're getting the tracers, we're getting impact effects, but no muzzle flash on this machine. Now we're trying to figure out what's on the other machines. It works on my machine, hopefully it works on all ties. Okay, when he's the only guy on the server, muzzle flash works for him. Now I'm connecting, switching team, the round starts. I'm not getting a muzzle flash. He's not getting muzzle flash either. It's gotta be the weapon attachment. Yeah, the muzzle flash. Oh, that's kind of, as Alta already put it, it's kind of like our little, what's the name? Canary. It's kind of like our canary, which is our indicator if everything is going smoothly or if we're experiencing problems. Usually, if we were having problems with the game, the muzzle flash would always be the first thing to either disappear or completely blow up or just completely crash the game. I'm optimistic it's gonna work properly now.
No, it definitely came together. Here's something neat. What's this?
Can you blow up the light?
You can shoot through all the walls. Oh, nice. So if somebody's up here, see that the rounds went right through.
Wow.
The metal's not thick enough, it won't stop the rounds.
I'm going to chase hunting my wife. Oh shoot!
Shoot her. She got you.
That was John. That was somebody that was very expert.
This button is to bring up the down sight view, which is to aim. It's pretty much essential. So as soon as you see somebody.
Okay, so what do I do now? Oh, I guess I'm back alive.
There you go. Just put the dot on somebody.
Come on, Emily, do a family proud. Kill him! Kill him! Fly!
Oh, I see her.
Hey, he's shooting.
Yeah, shoot back!
Did I get her?
Hit the V key for automatic. She's got the thing. Don't let her get it. There you go. Shoot, shoot. Oh, she got you.
Oh my God.
So this is, the Unreal editor, and we're going to boot up a level here. So we're going to play as Burton Katsuragi. This first mission is, we call it map presentation because it's a test map. It's based on an actual full map we want to do in the game, but we've sort of made it a little bit smaller just for time constraints and the fact that we only had a couple people working on it right now. So the mission is what we call an extraction mission, and there are two companies you can work for. There's Crespi Bissett and there's Burton Katsuragi. The primary objective is to pick up an item and extract it to a safe zone where you're awarded points for extracting it, etc., etc. So you start off by choosing a team, then you pick a kit. In our game, you're allowed to, since you can buy a lot of different stuff in the game, you can set up different kits. Okay, so this is the game, as you can see. We've got a fairly minimal interface. I'll take you on a brief tour of the map. First on foot, and then I'll do an overhead. Right now the run speed is turned up a little high. A couple of ambushed cars here. We haven't finished the texture work on any of this stuff, honestly. This is like the first pass. You can see barricades that have been knocked over by these car collisions over here. Another truck is on fire. This is a road that would lead to another location that's off screen. Sort of put these like directions, just give it a sense of place. You can see the bridge here has been damaged by an explosion of some sort, and some of these segments are actually missing. We've got the bridge is actually the main approach. I mean, I'll actually just run the map. So if I was starting, I would have come up here most likely. There's a couple positions for cover right here, where you can potentially suppress people coming from this angle or this angle. There's down here where you can actually look under the bridge and maybe take a shot at somebody if they're coming across. You come over here, pick up the objective, and you'll see an indicator that you've gotten an objective, and the icon marker changes to indicate you're 96 meters from the extraction point. So in this case, like I said, the speed is turned up right now, so don't take this, take it for what it is. You would run back over here through this into this little helipad, and you'd be extracted. So now this is the other team starts. They start at the sort of far end of the bridge here, and their mission would be to sort of move up here, and they can go straight to the objective. They can sort of flank the first team and try and come around here and engage them as they're moving to this target, like lay down some suppressing fire, or if they let them go past, they could sneak back here and try to set up an ambush for the enemy team over here. So as they came through, you could just pick them off. There is some cover afforded up here, but not much. All of these things, as you can see, you can put rounds right through them. They do a lot less damage once they come through metal, but no doubt you can still put rounds through them. We took out the dot in the game just because we thought, we want people to make it really clear to people that you're supposed to aim. I think that's an important thing. That's the kind of thing that I've honestly missed in games like Counter-Strike and like Enemy Territory. After I started playing like Joint Ops and Delta Force games, I found not being able to aim kind of a distraction from the entire experience. So we'll fly a little bit overhead now, so you can get like a grander sense. Now this level is pretty small, but and it's smaller than we anticipate the final level would be. But there's a lot of tactical complexity here, and that's what I really like about the level. There can be fights through these bridges. You can have people on this side shooting on people at that side, and that's a pretty interesting shootout. You have people right there shooting out with people over there, firing under the bridge, firing over the bridge. You have positions to flank over here. You can come over here and set an ambush. So now you can see there's a friendly team player. I can't see how many players on the enemy team because that would be cheating. Nobody knows how many people you're fighting against. So you can't hear it because it's only coming through my headphones. So I'm already getting messages that my teammate's taking fire. I dropped one of them. This guy's running. Package. Okay, so my guy's already trying to extract now. And you can see one of the bots is already trying to set an ambush for my player. Oh, I got smoked by the guy setting an ambush. And what we're playing out right now is rounds in a contract. Our games are broken into what we call contracts, where players will play a map like, similar to say Counter-Strike or SOCOM. You'll play the map like, 3 or 4 times or 5 times, and the winner of those number of rounds completes the contract. And people who complete a contract get a special cash bonus that goes above and beyond any sort of objective bonuses in the game.
We're getting to the last phases of our demo project here. We've basically got everything kind of, all the major pieces in place. Now it's basically just a lot of texture mapping and massaging and polishing and whatnot. You know, we went with a little bit more of an arcade flavor than we originally set out to do. I'll say that we didn't do it in a way that I anticipated. I thought that we were going to do certain things, and we ended up going a different way, some of which is totally new and really freaking fun. So a lot of the stuff that we invented that's new is honestly funner than I thought it was going to be when it worked out. Specifically, some of the stuff with, like, you know, the IFF and really actually the big thing is the speed of the rounds. I'm a guy that, you know, when I play these kind of tactical games, I literally will, like, you know, sneak around. I'll take like 5 hours to do a SOCOM level, just do it absolutely perfect, you know, which of course is not realistic. Our rounds are one after another, bang, 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 and I thought that was going to suck, but it's awesome. So that's one way that they are moving to the sort of a more arcade dynamic has worked out really well. One thing that I do like about the arcade dynamic, another thing I like about the arcade dynamic is I think that if realistic, very realistic simulation level gunfighting is not fun for tons of different reasons. One of them being that there's no real sense of jeopardy. It's in most video games. It's very, very hard to get that real sense of, like, you know, you don't run in the open. Like in a real, you know, combat situation, your first goal is cover, which it's, you know, usually only your goal when somebody's actually shooting at you in a video game. You know, so there's no way to convey that kind of stuff. And once you make that disconnect of trying to, like, you know, accepting the fact that you're never going to get that kind of jeopardy in there, you sort of reinvent it. And that's one of the reasons that the quick rounds work really well, because, you know, you can be real shifty and run around and shoot people. You can also say, you know what, I'm going to get another crack at this in 3 minutes anyway. Let me just try this tactic. You know, you can go guns blazing or just try to, you know, run through or do whatever you want to do. So this is this incredibly fat laptop that Dell lent us for a couple of months. Our level that we have here hasn't been optimized at all, and it's as one would expect from a level that hasn't been optimized. You know, runs pretty slow on your average machine, but I get like 80 frames a second on this sucker. This guy is so freaking fast for a laptop, and look at the size of this screen. Anyway, it's a marvelous piece of design, and I think that anybody that has half a brain that can hear what I'm saying right now should really go out and buy this exact laptop. It's just, I mean, anybody that's really, that, you know, just borrow the money and go buy one. Honestly, it's your life, like, you will start your life over again. That will be day zero for you when you go buy a Dell laptop like this, because it's just changed my life. It's really changed my life.
So 90 days are going to be up in about 4 days. And what does that mean for us? That means that by Sunday night at midnight, theoretically, we will have completed a flat level demo that demonstrates our concepts from top to bottom, not in all the detail that we wanted to. You know, there's clearly in the 90 days we had, the evaluation time we had to work with Unreal Engine 3, we couldn't build all of our plans. We got some of our things working. We got most of what we consider to be key features, a playable level, the concepts of penetratable materials, the concepts of tactical communications, automated tactical communications, HUDs, slightly more advanced things, how the optics work, how combat feels. And then we also were able to get a lot of the social networking stuff we talked about integrated and working. What comes next for us is interesting. We'll now begin showing we're going to spend another week, myself and Alta will spend a week polishing up our business presentation, which indicates, you know, it includes a design document and sort of our business plan, consumers we're targeting, you know, more marketing related information, while Phil and Byung-Ju will continue to polish the map and Joe will continue to add improvements to the social networking side of things, and we will determine exactly how much we can and can't show by the following Friday, which I believe is the 12th. We'll spend the last weekend putting the finishing touches on the package, and we will start sending some stuff out to people, hopefully Monday or at the latest Tuesday. And those packages, we've got contacts with several companies who are already interested in seeing what we're doing and how it's physically working, and we will send them basically a DVD with an installer of the level and access to the website that runs all the social networking elements. The second side of what we're going to be doing is actually offering our services as kind of guns for hire to work on other people's. There's a lot of Unreal Engine 3 licensees out there, and we've gained a lot of knowledge and experience. I mean, we've figured out how to optimize certain things. Like I mentioned, there's certain things we're still learning, but there's a lot of things we can do really well, and perhaps better than other people who are in our industry. And we need to keep our lights on, so we're looking for ways to generate some freelance work, some contract work with other game developers. Starting a new game company, Echelon Software. We have each committed about $7,000 to this enterprise, and we're hoping that keeps us alive for about 5 to 6 months.
Now we're going to have Unreal Engine 3. Time to start making the demo.
Here's my first object in the Unreal environment.
Oh, nice.
Package in sight. This is the real deal. This is
the artwork there.
This is finished. Carving's not totally done yet, but you can see it does have a lot of cool little details. As you can see, there's no features on the terrain right now.
And this is the collision model. Basically, this is what we do hit tests against.
Yeah, we've got the rate of fire up really high right now in case that's not apparent. So today we'll be going from this, where you see all these boxes, to a actual finished map, or a nearly finished map.
So looking forward into the future, there's a lot of stuff cooking, and we're hoping to actually be able to actualize a lot of these things. We think we got something a little bit different than what other people have, so I guess that's about it.